You see, life doesn't demand that we do something spectacular today. It simply asks, will you honor the ordinary? Because buried inside the most ordinary day is the power to shape a destiny. Most people miss this not because they're lazy, but because they're looking too far ahead. But let me tell you something profound. If you can master a single day, just one, you can master your entire life. You know, if you sit down and study the lives of successful people, I mean truly successful, you'll start to notice something very curious. Their greatness wasn't born in spotlight moments or grand events. No, it was crafted quietly in the background during days that looked a whole lot like yours and mine. No music playing, no applause, just choices, just discipline, just another sunrise with an opportunity tied to it. The ordinary day is where your life is won or lost, not the graduation day, not the promotion day. The Tuesday when you wake up tired but choose to stick to your plan anyway. The Thursday when nobody's watching but you keep your promises to yourself. That's the secret. I'll tell you something from personal experience. When I was broke, discouraged, and out of answers, I didn't find a miracle. I found a mentor. And he didn't give me a magic formula. He gave me something far more valuable, a new perspective. He told me, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. That changed my whole approach. See, it wasn't that I was lazy all the time, it was that I was inconsistent most of the time. And inconsistency is what robs ordinary days of their extraordinary power. Once I understood that, I started small writing in a journal, reading a few pages each morning, setting aside a few dollars instead of spending them, day after day. Nothing fancy. But each day I was voting for a new future. And over time, those ordinary choices began to add up. As the philosopher Heraclitus once said, character is destiny. But I'd add, character is built on the days that feel insignificant. Because how you handle the ordinary, that's what determines what you become. So don't wait for something dramatic to happen. Start shaping your life today, right here, right now, by giving this ordinary day your very best. Because extraordinary doesn't arrive, it's assembled one ordinary day at a time. Let me tell you something that might not sound very exciting, but it's absolutely essential. Every decision you make sends you in a direction. That's right. Not just the big decisions, the career move, the house, the investment. I'm talking about the little ones too. The decision to hit snooze. The decision to skip the book today. The decision to spend rather than save. Each one, no matter how small it seems, is like adjusting your compass. A single degree off may not seem like much today, but walk long enough in that direction, and you'll find yourself far from where you ever intended to be. When I was in my 20s, I had this habit of saying, it's just one time, just one skipped workout, just one fast meal, just 1 month without saving. But those one times started piling up. And before long, I realized I wasn't standing still. I was drifting. Slowly, quietly, but definitely moving the wrong way. You see, you're never neutral in life. You're either planting seeds for the life you want or for the one you'll regret. And most people don't realize this because small decisions rarely show their consequences right away, but over time they do. As the old saying goes, asterisk. Sow a thought and you reap an action. Sow an action and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a destiny. Asterisk destiny starts small. What turned it around for me wasn't some overnight transformation. It was the realization that I could choose again. That today I could make a new decision. One that pointed me back toward the life I truly wanted. And that's the real power you and I have. The ability to choose again and again and again, each time shifting our future just a little more in the right direction. So I'll say it plain, be careful what you choose today. Because even if it feels small, it's not. It's a vote, a direction. And it's shaping the person you're becoming, whether you notice it or not. Waiting. It's something that feels natural to us all, almost like a silent companion in our lives. But make no mistake, waiting is the enemy of progress. Too many people sit on the sidelines waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the day when everything finally aligns. They think success is a grand event that just happens overnight, but that's not how life works. The truth is, the perfect moment rarely arrives. Instead, what arrives is today with its ordinary hours and everyday choices, and what you do with today shapes your tomorrow. I remember early on when I was just starting out, I wanted everything to be perfect. I thought I needed the perfect business idea, the perfect amount of money, the perfect connections. So I waited. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, but nothing changed. Until I realized waiting wasn't just a pause, it was a standstill. It was the very thing keeping me from moving forward. So I began to act on what I had right where I was. I started small, reading a book, making a phone call, saving a little money, and those small acts, repeated day after day, built momentum. That momentum built the life I had always wanted. You see, life rewards action, not hesitation. Waiting is a choice, often a disguised form of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But progress doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. Even when the conditions aren't perfect, even when the path isn't clear, moving forward, no matter how slowly, is what leads to transformation. Remember this, the clock is ticking whether you wait or act. Your dreams don't wait for the perfect moment. They grow with the moments you seize. So don't wait for opportunity to knock. Build the door. Start where you are with what you have and keep moving forward. Waiting delays your destiny, but action moves you toward it. When it comes to building something extraordinary, people often believe that success requires bursts of intense effort. Those fiery moments where you push yourself harder than ever before. But the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Consistency is greater than intensity. It's not about how hard you work once in a while. It's about how steadily you show up day after day. I've seen it many times in my own life and in the lives of those I've worked with. One man might spend hours in a single day working like a madman, only to burn out and vanish for weeks afterward. Another, less flashy but far more effective, will dedicate a manageable amount of time daily, sticking to the habit whether he feels motivated or not. Over months and years, it's the steady effort, the consistency that creates the results others only dream about. Think about a tree growing in your backyard. It doesn't grow 5 feet overnight. No matter how intense the sunlight or how much water you pour on it in one day. Instead, it grows slowly and steadily, day after day, until one day you step outside and realize it's become a mighty oak. The same principle applies to your goals, your habits, and your life. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of intensity, but intensity fades. Consistency, on the other hand, builds habits, and habits build character. As Aristotle said centuries ago, We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. When you commit to showing up, no matter what, you build a foundation that can't be shaken by temporary obstacles or fleeting motivation. So don't chase dramatic bursts of energy or wait for inspiration to strike. Instead, embrace the quiet power of persistence. The greatest fortunes, the deepest knowledge, the strongest relationships, all are built through consistent daily action. Remember, the path to greatness is walked one steady step at a time. Dreams are beautiful things. They paint a picture of what could be, a vision of a life filled with success, happiness, and fulfillment. But a dream, by itself, is just a thought floating in the air, fragile, distant, and easy to lose. The gap between that dream and the reality you want to live in is crossed by one thing: discipline. Discipline is the bridge that connects your hopes with your achievements. It's the daily commitment to show up even when the excitement fades, even when you don't feel like it. In my own journey, I realized that talent alone wouldn't carry me across that bridge. It was the discipline of doing the small, sometimes boring tasks every day that built the foundation for bigger success. Some may say discipline is about restriction, but I've found it's actually about freedom. Freedom from the chaos of indecision. Freedom from the frustration of unfulfilled dreams. When you cultivate discipline, you take control of your actions, your time, and ultimately your destiny. Discipline is that strength. It transforms your dreams from distant wishes into attainable goals. Without it, dreams remain just dreams. But with discipline, they become your reality. As you walk the path toward building an extraordinary life, it's not enough to simply start well. You must also protect the progress you've already made. Progress, like a delicate flame, can be easily dimmed by neglect, distractions, or discouragement. I've seen many promising journeys falter, not because the goal was out of reach, but because the momentum was lost along the way. As we come to the close of this conversation, remember this: your extraordinary life is not a distant dream reserved for a lucky few. It's the sum of the small choices you make every single day. The quiet decisions you take when no one is watching. The daily disciplines you commit to. The patience you exercise in moments of challenge. These are the real architects of greatness. Don't wait for perfect conditions or grand opportunities to arrive. Start where you are, with what you have, and take one deliberate step today toward the life you want. The power to transform your future lies in your hands right now. It is in choosing to read those few pages, to save that little amount, to walk that extra 15 minutes. These may seem insignificant on their own, but over time they build momentum that can carry you to places you never imagined. So, don't underestimate the power of today. Protect your progress, be consistent, and let discipline be your bridge from dreams to reality. Now, I challenge you. Decide today to make one small but meaningful choice that aligns with your vision. Start building your extraordinary life one day at a time. Your future self will thank you.